And we are officially live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and those around the entire globe, to our very first ever Wrong Major live concert. This is Wrong Major, the place to drown your regrets with entertainment. I have to keep clicking it, otherwise we aren't in as large a venue with the applause. But welcome everybody to our very first live stream and our very first concert of Wrong Major. My name is Brian Cudina, if you do not know me, at B Cuddy. That's just mainly the nickname. Don't really care that much about the socials, but I am here today to present to you 6 of some of the coolest artists that I know that are all trapped in quarantine as a place to just stretch our artistic muscles that are atrophying during the pandemic. Once again, my name is Brian Cudina, and this is Wrong Major. So before we go into what the heck this is going to be, I think we should give you a little background of what Wrong Major, now that's my name, a little bit, it's going to happen, wrong, boom, there we go, what Wrong Major means. So Wrong Major is inspired by my own personal journey. I am a journalism major, Spanish minor from Hofstra University, and I regret that. So that is why I came up with the concert Wrong Major. But it is originally based on a band name, because when I was a journalism major, I wanted to be a sportscaster. But so many times in the journalism classes, our professor said you couldn't do packages on sports when you had like your practice packages or features or whatever. So I always did them on music students who were non-music majors. So I always got my same group of friends, mainly my friend Chris Buckley from Hofstra University. Hopefully we'll have him on a future broadcast. And we kind of dubbed ourselves this band called Wrong Major. The idea was that we would just play music. In fact, there was one time there was a fire drill where we did have our drums. I had my cajon, he had his guitar. We played a little bit of music. We had fun. Some people actually threw in quarters into the case. And thus Wrong Major was born. So I've always wanted to create a concert series in New York City live. I'm coming to you live from Bergenfield, New Jersey, quarantine just like the rest of us. That's where I live full-time. Bergen County, actually one of the worst spots in the entire nation for coronavirus right now, but I'm doing okay. And that's all that matters for tonight. So Wrong Major, it is a place to drown our regrets in entertainment, as I said. What does that mean? Well, everybody coming on today will have some kind of regret. It may or may not have to do with their performance. It may or may not be serious. It may be fun. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of a gag to hold everything together. That's really all it is. Look at the Wrong Major logo. It's fun. It's loud, like me. But I do need to thank some people before we get on. We don't have any official sponsors or anything like that. Number one, Brianna Gibb of Unofficially B Designs created the Wrong Major logos that I have. Have a few different variations. Love that color palette. Brianna Gibb, if any of you want her contact information, please just message me, message the show, whatever we have. She is awesome. One of the best graphic designers that I know. And second, longtime friends of me from Hofstra University know that I was a journalism major, but I got all of my work out during WRHU at the radio station and doing Heat TV. And of course, there was one man who was always by my side. We know him. We love him. He is the engineer for most of the broadcasts, Mark Silverman. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Hi, Brian.
Hey.
How's it going?
So this is kind of awkward because normally you are the engineer for all of these broadcasts, but this program we're using to go live to the masses right now, it's called StreamYard, and I'm actually able to do everything kind of by myself. It's actually pretty great. I was able to bring you up. So due to coronavirus, we just don't need that many employees right now.
But why did you? Wait, you're furloughing me?
Furloughing implies that it's temporary, but we're going to have to let you go, Silverman. So I want to thank you so much for coming on. I didn't bring you on to kick you off.
You brought me on to kick me off.
We were too close to live to have this conversation proper, so I'm sorry, Mark. I just got to let you go. Oh, give it up for Mark Silverman, my former engineer. We love Sylvie, though. Best of luck to him. Hopefully he can get through during this pandemic. But I'm going to take a sip of water now, and now we are going to go right into our first guest, because we're really not here to listen to me monologue or to joke or to rant. We're 5 minutes in. We have some people actually watching. This is awesome, really cool. I can see myself live on the Facebooks and the YouTube. Spare a share, leave a comment, try a like, whatever. It's not a perfect rhyme, but it's going to be okay. So our first guest coming up to you today is none other than a good friend of mine from this very hometown. He is from the hometown, not streaming from the hometown, but he is from this hometown of Bergenfield, New Jersey, where I live. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up to Ariel Sanchez Bello.
Brian Cudina, how's it going, world?
Ariel Sanchez, look at you with your streaming mic that you got going on right there. How about that? I got my little
Thank you,
applause
thank
app.
you.
A little applause app. Oh, they want more.
This was for online class
And
since I left everything you know that I need to use for school at school. My teacher was like, you can get away with not wearing a costume if you shave your beard and just keep the mustache. And I was like, you know what? Okay.
get away with a cut if you just shave your beard and keep the mustache.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad. So let's give it up for Ariel Sanchez Bejo. He is a musical theater major at AMDA, the American
I
Musical
am.
and Dramatic Academy. He is streaming from Teaneck, New Jersey. He is from, of course, as I mentioned, Bergenfield, New Jersey. And he regrets not majoring in musical theater to begin with. So
Yeah.
we were doing choir, Ariel, together. We were on the
We
third
were.
row. There were only 4 baritones with us in the third row. We had a large choir, but it was just us 4. What happened? How did you mess this one up?
So I went to Montclair State as a music ed major, thinking that's where I wanted to go. And after one semester of being a music ed major, I realized this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. So I, changed my major. I was undeclared for the rest of the year. By that point, I was already working for WMSE, which is Montclair State's radio show, our radio station altogether. So I was like, hey, what are you guys like majoring in? And most of them said, oh, we major in communications and media arts. And I was like, oh, you know what, cool, I'll do that. So I did that for a bit, ended up going my entire sophomore year, not performing once. And I was like really itching to perform again at the beginning of my junior year. And then I joined the student run theater organization where I did my very first musical, the Wedding Singer. And then I just caught the bug. and And then from there, it was like, why didn't I just do this to begin with?
Now, I'm really upset because you were Usnavi in the Heights
I was.
recently, and God willing, you have a show coming up at SOPAC of In the Heights where you're going to be doing Graffiti Pete now.
Yes.
If it doesn't get canceled, hopefully, just for all of our sakes, not just for you, we actually get that show. But I was really upset that I didn't get to see you in the Heights, and I'm not joshing you. I hope I texted you that I couldn't.
You did. No, you did.
Okay, good. I did. I'm a good person, people. It's all about me. No, but Ariel, before we get to your song that you're going to sing, just real quick question. So at what point did you steal Daveed Diggs' whole essence? Was that, after you switched your major? Was that during the transition period? How did you come up with that?
So believe it or not, this was a thing that kind of happened organically. My junior year of college, when I discovered theater, I had this thing where I just wanted to grow my hair out until I graduated college. And about March of that year, I said, I can't do this anymore. So I cut my hair, I shaved the sides, and I kept the top. And then as soon as that happened, I came back to school, and the first person that saw me was like, you look like Daveed Diggs, right? And I was like, Jefferson from Hamilton? And they were like, yeah, you look a lot like him. And I was like, well, that's way better than Urkel, so I'll take that.
Yeah, you did not have this look back in high school, which it has been some time, but we're about 9:30 into the show right now. We're not about, I can see it on the thing. I don't know why I threw in about, but we are now, and I think we owe the people some music, Ariel. So you are now going to kick us off with a little acapella now. Why did you choose the song that you have chosen today?
So I'm actually currently working on this song in school, and we're doing this golden age period of performance, which is the 1800s through the 1960s. And it is really hard to get like the essence of that time. So why not perform the song that I'm working on live?
There we go. Beautiful. All right. So this is Ariel Sanchez Bejo, a very good friend of the show. The very first performance on Wrong Major, Ariel. This is the very first one, the very first live stream, the very first Wrong Major ever. So now he's going to go take it back to the golden age with A Foggy Day in London Town by George Gershwin. I'm going to mute myself, and Ariel, you have the floor.
Cool. Thank you. Okay. I was a stranger in the city, out of town were the people I knew. I had that feeling of self-pity. What to do, what to do, what to do. The outlook was decidedly blue. But as I walked through the foggy streets alone, it turned out to be the luckiest day I've known. A foggy day in London town had me low and had me down. I'd view the morning with alarm. The British Museum had lost its charm. How long I've wondered, could this thing last? But the age of miracles hadn't passed, for suddenly I saw you there, and through foggy London town, the sun was shining everywhere. Thank you so much. I know it's a very short song.
It's not, brevity is, what is it? Brevity is the wit. Hang on. I have the applause coming up. I have everybody else in the studio right now, but stay tuned here. So here we go.
Thank you. Thank you.
I look like I'm crazy, just constantly picking it. Nice sultry vocals, man. What happened to
Thank
the...
you.
What are you doing hitting with those high notes, Ariel? I miss you on the low stuff back in the baritone days.
I'll tell you what happened. It was when I did The Wedding Singer, I auditioned on I'll Cover You from Rent, which is a dream, a dream role / dream show that I want to be a part of. And I was singing up there, and then my director was like, "Hey, I'm gonna put you on the tenor line." And I was like, no, I'm a bass. And he was like, "No, you sound like a tenor, so you're gonna sing up there." And I was like, "Okay." And then we just haven't looked back since.
Well, you and I both know something about choir directors putting us on tenor lines when we're
Oh
not supposed to be. Well, Ariel Sanchez Bejo, again, he is going to be performing, hopefully, in the Heights with the Light Opera of New Jersey. He'll be playing Graffiti Pete. That's going to be coming up in July, pandemic permitting, of course, at the SOPAC, the South Orange Performing Arts Center. So you can check him out at I Am Ariel Sanchez. And now, Ariel, we are going to switch to our next guest, but I'm going to keep you on just for a moment because she is not just another friend of the show, but she is also a musical theater major from AMDA. So we are going to take the Amtrak from AMDA as now I can see her backstage right now. She's realizing it. Glad to know she's been watching, even though she was supposed to go on. But ladies and gentlemen, Miss Aria Rene Kurameng. Hello, Aria. How are you?
I'm good. You said that right.
I know I said that right. You keep sounding surprised every time I say it right. Aria.
I've said it wrong multiple times. I'm just gonna...
Aria, your volume's a little bit low. We gotta crank you up a little bit.
What do you mean?
Your volume. We're get closer. Now I'm having trouble hearing you. We're gonna get there. Don't worry.
How about...
We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I see Ariel. Aria keeps getting amazed that I can pronounce Filipino names right because I told her I come from Bergenfield, and you understand. Now I have somebody else from Bergenfield that, yes, the Filipino connection is strong. But we have a couple of AMDAs here. Real quick, do you have any professors that we share?
Maybe actually, like Elaine, and what is it, Nick Thompson, and Casey Colgan, and who else is there? Cynthia.
I had Bridget Brady.
You had Bridget. My roommate has Bridget now.
Oh, I love Bridget. Oh,
yeah. I have Andy Leach right now. He's the one that gave me that song.
Oh, I've never had Andy Leach. A lot of my friends did though.
Oh, he's everything.
I'm glad this has turned out into a fun conversation. I was just expecting a name. When I went like this, by the way, that wasn't me acknowledging the professor. I was like, "Oh, Aria's mic is working." Okay, and then you guys just kept going
I'm glad it's working.
Ariel, stay healthy, stay safe, my friend.
Of course.
We'll see you around and hope to have you back, buddy. Good luck with all the auditions and stuff, and hope to see you as Graffiti Pete. Maybe I'll actually catch you this time. Ariel Sanchez Bejo, ladies and gentlemen, and now we switch to Aria Rene Kurameng, musical theater major from AMDA, streaming to us live from Brooklyn, New York, but from Fort Washington, Maryland. Ariel, how are you? Ariel, oh my God, I just left Ariel. He was just on. I wasn't saying your name. I was saying the wrong name. It's not on you. How are you, Ariel?
I'm well. How are you?
We're hanging in there. We're hanging in there.
Yes.
I have my accoutrements of posters and old friends. But I like what you got. I like the setup you got. You got nice lighting and everything that you added.
Thank you. Just for you.
Just for me. How nice. Well, Aria is a friend from my time in Zero Space at the really hip and cool interactive theater location. In fact, we have a few of our Zero Space cadets hanging out with us today. Aria, I got to meet there at our time in Zero Space, and I got to find out how much of a wonderful belting little lady she is. Don't be fooled Don't be fooled by her, folks. She has got a cannon of a voice. But tonight, we're actually going to be we're not going to be going into Regina George territory or Life of the Party stuff. That's for the future shows. But
Nice.
we are a place of regret here. And Ariel said that he regrets not majoring in musical theater. I take it you have not had that issue, but you have a very different regret. And I know it ties a little bit to your performance. So, Aria, why don't you get into that?
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like it's a little darker. But I think it's about 4 years now. My dad passed away. And I think the biggest regret from that, and that's just like in life in general, is that I never got to say thank you so much for all you've done and I love you. I haven't said I love you to him in God knows how long. So that's a big regret for me.
Well, I know that's it can be tough, and thank you for sharing. And now we're going to go right into your performance.
Oh.
And music heals the wounds as best we can, because I know you're certainly not the only one who's experienced that, and certainly not the only one who's going through some hard stuff during this terrible, terrible pandemic. So you're going to be performing a song from Ghost the musical.
Yes.
For those who may not be familiar, the same Ghost, the movie Ghost, with the the hands and on the pottery. There was a Broadway musical based off that, and that is what Aria will be performing from. So this is Aria Rene Kurameng, performing with you from Ghost. Aria, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Brian. I picked up your shirts this morning. I don't know why. I don't know why. Mr. Reynolds said to say hello. And I started to cry. I started to cry. Every place we ever walked, and everywhere we talked, I miss you. You never leave my mind. So much of you is left behind. Took my nights with you. Those unfinished conversations we used to have still speak to me, and I write you letters every day that I'll never send, and you'll never see. All this wishful thinking gets me nowhere. I can't stay. Though my heart is broken, it keeps breaking every day. You took my hopes with you. Took my dreams with you. I keep thinking that you'll be calling. Everyone says that it's all in my head, and I can't accept it yet. I'm not ready to just give in. I know that I can't live in this pain with these feelings of regret. I can't comprehend this and pretend that I don't care. And wanna see you there. You took my life with you. Took my world with So yeah.
Just beautiful, Aria. Aria Renee Kudameng, everyone.
Thanks.
Aria, that was beautiful.
Thanks.
I love that. I mean, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think Papa would be proud. He is. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and just hearing your voice soar like that. So just I'm so happy that you came on and did that for us. Thank you. And I understand now you sent me a because I ask everybody, of course, what you wanted to anything you want to plug, and you also sent me this link right here, Yo-Yo Inc. 2009. So please explain what this is.
So that is a nonprofit organization that my dad and I started back in 2009. And it is to promote performing arts back in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Right now they're like doing budget cuts, and they've cut so many things like drama and the choir, marching band, all that stuff is being cut right now. So we're just trying to bring back something for the kids so that they have a community, and also just so that they can learn performing arts.
How wonderful. And the name of the organization is Yo-Yo Inc.?
Yes.
Are yo-yos involved?
No. There's a reason. So
Who has a reason for not bringing a yo-yo?
Yes. Okay. Well, we tried to incorporate it. Oh wow. We tried to incorporate it, and it just didn't fit. We have it in our logo, but the idea is that it's like we started off with just being Filipino Americans, and then we realized that it was just everyone in that area was just being affected by performing arts. So that started off that way. Not only that, but I think it's my great grandfather on my mother's side invented the yo-yo.
No.
Yeah. So
What?
Yes.
Wait, so the inventor of the yo-yo was a Filipino?
It was a weapon originally.
That I can believe, but wow. How has that never come up?
Because history is different.
So, oh my God. So how many greats is it again?
I think it's like 5. I think. Might be wrong. But yes.
And your grandpa?
My grandpa? Yeah. My lolo.
Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. I would never, who would have thought we would have had a celebrity on our first Wrong Major show. Well, Adia, thank you so much. Again, that's Yo-Yo Inc. 2009. Check them out, support them, especially to all of the Filipinos that I know that are watching. Hope everyone is okay over there and over here. Aria, thank you so much for coming on. Stay safe, wash those hands, and take care. My love, be well. That was Aria Renee Kurameng, and I'm going to take this off because now it looks like my great-great-great-great-grandpa invented the yo-yo, but sadly he did not. Did a lot of other good things. Both of them did. Yo-yo was not one of them. But now we are going to lighten the mood a little bit because we have brought the show on a more emotional, somber note, but we want to bring up the levity and bring in some of the laughter a little bit. And I think in the spirit of Wrong Major, you see, not being a performance major myself, obviously the performer majors, most of the people I have on here are performer majors because that's what they do. If you want to pursue the arts, you do a performance major. That's not the case for most people, though. And in fact, we know tons of performers that are not performance majors, whether they are professional or not. So I think I'd like to start somewhat of a tradition here on Wrong Major of having at least one performer not be a performance major in school or a performance study in any type of schooling at some point. So that is going to be our next guest. I'm going to bring on a very good friend of mine, coming to us live. It looks like he's coming to you from like a COVID-19 bunker. It's not the case, I promise you. He's just coming from, as he puts it, his parents' basement in Bethpage, New York. My good friend, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Dane. Chris, how are you, buddy? Chris, we can't, your mic's muted. We can't hear you. Chris, your mic is muted. Your mic, we can't hear you. No, Chris, what the, all right. You know, he's still in the thing, and I hate to do this to him, but I'm going to actually go to Silverman, because normally the phrase is Mark Silverman fix this. Sylvie.
Well. It all comes back to me, doesn't it, Brian?
Sylvie, I'm going to rehire you.
I thought, I get 2 performers now.
Yeah, you're.
So you need me to perform my magic, is what you're telling me.
I need you to perform your magic. So what do you think I should do to fix this?
I think, well...
Oh, wait. Sylvie, actually, wait. No, Chris, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Sylvie, I muted his mic. I actually don't need you.
Sylvie.
Why?
Sorry.
But
no, you're fine, buddy.
Brian.
We have to let you go again.
No,
I'm sorry.
No,
I don't want to do this.
Brian,
I don't want to. I don't want to do this to you. Sorry.
That's rough, buddy.
It had to be done. COVID-19. What can I say? The budget cuts. We all love Sylvie, but and I know you love Sylvie too. And I know
I
you
do
want
love
to talk to him,
Sylvie.
but we're on a time limit here. We're almost at the halfway point through our show. So how are you doing, Chris Dane? How are you, buddy?
I'm okay. How are you, man?
I'm doing okay. We're I'd like to think 2 for 2 on bits so far, but we're gonna see how the general audience feels about that. But yes, this is my good friend, ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Dane, aka Chris Dane, coming to us from Bethpage, New York. He is what are you? I'm trying to see.
I was
looking for here where my notes, and where did you even write that? Wait, how did I lose that here? Oh,
I don't know. I sent it to you twice.
No, you did. I have it as number 2, and then I skipped to the parents' basement and the Bethpage stuff, and that jumped my eyes. But yes, he was an audio production major and a journalism minor, correct?
Correct.
You were the journalism minor, I was the major. But we did, this is very comfortable for Chris and me. We hosted a 2-hour morning variety program for a full year at college, my senior year, Chris's sophomore year, because you're 2 years younger than me, and I always forget it.
So it is.
I'm excited. If for those who maybe don't know, everybody that's in the show, I'm having a friend Rob Mobley on, if you happen to know who Rob is. Rob is the New York version of Chris Dane. And Chris Dane is the Long Island version of Rob Mobley.
So I've been told.
Just without the facial hair. That's like really the only, might be the only difference I'll give you. So how are you doing, Chris? How are you holding up during all this?
I am good. I am working from home. So I've been watching a lot of television, and it's been great. It's also been a bit, same pattern every day. It gets a little tedious.
It gets a little tedious. Now, Chris, I brought you on because, well, I love you, but you are the epitome of somebody, as I like to say, you commit, and boy, not only do you commit, because I'm looking at what you got behind you there.
Yes.
And I gotta say, this isn't fake laughing, is that when I tested with Chris, he was in this basement, but he had like 3 pictures of family behind him, and it looked like they were the victims that you were hiding in the very walls that their pictures were hung on.
I would never hide the victims in the home I live in.
Now, did you draw those pictures behind you and tell us what
I did. So the one that you can see now is Jack Skellington. It's hard to see because I'm not going to pick up my laptop and bring it closer. Then that one's Jeannie, and then on the one off screen is Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck, and we have Jeannie. And I want to point out to the viewers, because I am doing this from my room, that right over here we have where is he?
I can say him. Animal.
Yep, I'm trying to get the turn right. There we go. I have Animal here from Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
You can see him, not the Brian picture, but there we go, right there. I'm gonna get
right. It's the inverse thing. That's why I
4
never
years of broadcast, and you think I would have figured out how to handle this by now, but nope.
No.
Yeah, that's Baby Animal from Muppet Babies. But we're not ready to say go bye-bye just yet to Chris, because he's going to perform us a really fun song. We were running down what songs we wanted him to do for this audio production and journalism student, but instead we went with something that we both love. I actually performed this song live on that very morning show, on our final morning show. And now Chris's turn to take the reins. He is going to be performing "Never Had a Friend Like Me" by Tupac Shakur.
No.
But tell me, how many times have you put in "Friend Like Me" from Aladdin into YouTube, and the Tupac Shakur link comes up?
Honestly, the ones that come up now are Will Smith and Neo.
Yes, you're not wrong.
Yeah, but Tupac Shakur before the Aladdin remake and the before We Love Disney pop album came out, it was a lot of Tupac and weird fan edits of the original movie.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that. But we're gonna jack this up. We're gonna have some fun. Chris, I'm passing the mic to you, my friend. He is going to be performing "Friend Like Me" from the original Aladdin movie, as performed by the great Robin Williams. Rest in peace. Chris Dane, the floor is yours.
Brian, I don't think you understand what you got here. Why don't you sit back and ruminate whilst I illuminate the possibilities? Well, Alibaba had them 40 thieves, and Sherazade had 1,000 tales. The master you in luck, 'cause up your sleeve, you got the brand of magic never fails. You got some power in your corner, now some heavy ammunition in your camp. You got some punch, pizzazz, yahoo, and how, and all you gotta do is rub that lamp, and I'll say, Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be? Let me take your order, jot it down, you ain't never had a friend like me. Life is your restaurant, and I'm your maitre d'. Come on, whisper what it is you want. You ain't never had a friend like me. Yes, sir, we pride ourselves on service. You're the boss, the king, the shah. Say what you wish, it's yours. True dish. How about a little more baklava? Have some of column A, have all of column B. I'm in the mood to help you, dear. You ain't never had a friend like me. Ma na 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 na, wah ha ha, no no, wah ha ha, hey hey, wappa tappa choo papa. Can your friends do this? Can your friends do that? Do your friends pull this out the little hat? Can your friends go poof? And now look at here. Can your friends go abracadabra, let them rip and then make a sucker disappear? So don't sit there slack jaw buggy. I'm here to answer all your midday prayers. You got them bone ass, fit ass, certified. You got a genie for the charge to fare. I got a powerful urge to help you out. So what you wish I really wanna know. You got a list that's 3 miles long, no doubt. What all you gotta do is rub like so. Hey, oh, Mr. Aladdin, sir, have a wish or 2 or 3. I'm on the job, you big nabob. You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend. You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend. You ain't never had a friend like me. You ain't never had a friend like me.
Christopher Dane. Oh my goodness. Hang on. It's a new app. We're gonna get you your applause. There it is. Well deserved.
I gotta do it like once a night. That's a good cardio in there.
Nobody can see backstage, but just seeing my friend Lindsay, who's coming on next, just her face beaming with a big smile. And ladies and gentlemen, regardless of what your thoughts are on performance, man, that was just so much fun to watch. And I encourage you all to just have a sing in your basement like that during coronavirus and quarantine time, because honestly, that is what it's going to get us through. Chris, I love that, and I love you. That was so much fun. Oh my goodness. Now, I knew damn well what you were going to say when I asked you about this, but I'm going to ask you about it anyway. I'm going to bring it up right now on the ticker down below. The charity that you like to plug, Peter Pan Children's Fund. You've been a fan of this since I think since before I knew you. Yeah, exactly. So talk about it a little bit. Tell the good folks.
So the Peter Pan Children's Fund started sort of at the end of 1991. In 1992, during the Hook press tour, it was started by Julia Hart and Jim Hart, who is the writer of the movie Hook. It has a twofold mission. The first mission, of course, is to help sick children. All the proceeds that get donated to this nonprofit get given to children's hospitals to help make the time there a little bit easier and help make things better for these sick kids. And additionally, the second part of the mission is to inspire philanthropy in young people. This organization wants to make sure that kids, not just hope things get better, but actively take part in giving and helping people get better in this world. And so it attempts to inspire them to give a little more to people who may have less.
That's awesome. And your regret, Chris, because I wanted to save this for the end, is not keeping up with performing.
Yeah.
During and after college. And yet here you are after college doing some performing. So
yeah, I'm starting to slide back into it now. But like originally during college, one of my regrets is just not, we had like a ton of performance groups at Hofstra, and doing morning show and doing TNL on Heat scratched the itch a little bit, but it didn't scratch it quite enough. But I didn't put myself out there to be more part of that. So it's a little bit of a regret, but now I'm trying to slide back into it, try to make it like one of my pastimes. So hopefully do more of this, and hopefully I get invited back.
Very nice. Well, and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, for all of those watching at home, if you happen to know anybody that is a performer of any kind, and it doesn't just have to be singing, singing's the easiest one to do, and everybody knows a singer, but if they're a magician, if they're a comedian, I was going to say comedian, and that was going to sound like communist, and that is not who we want on the show. But if they're a comedian, if they're a magician, if they have any other kind of talent, dancer, singer, they can, play ping pong really well. I don't care. Please recommend them to me at bcuddy on Instagram, at Brian Cudina on Twitter. Please call them out. Let me know. I want to have people that I don't know personally on the show. That would be great. This is the first ever show we're doing this. We had very little prep, very little primer. I wanted to just get it out there and get the performances, get going, share some art with the good people of the world, and that is what we are doing. Christine, thank you so much. Now I'm going to keep you right there, Christine.
Buddy.
I'm just going to have you there so we can have a mini morning wake-up call reunion as I get the applause app ready to go, because next up is our former news correspondent on the morning wake-up call. Might as well, I just say that we hosted the show together because she came on so much. We were singing, she sang. I'm very excited to hear her sing because I don't get to hear her sing very often, but she is a former BFA in theater and minors in English and journalism from good old Hofstra University. She's streaming to us live from Wallingford, Connecticut, and she is from Wallingford, Connecticut. And in fact, her regret is that she did not bring enough clothes with her home from quarantine, which is, I'm laughing, but she's not the first person and not the last person I will hear having that complaint. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Lindsay Crescenti. Hello, Lindsay. It is Lindsay with the news. We have Christine over there. Welcome back, guys. It feels good to be back together. How are you?
Like I didn't see you guys 2 months ago, but that's fine.
Ignore the fact. It was more like 3, I guess.
Oh my God, was it? It was. How did that happen?
Time goes fast. Back when coronavirus wasn't a thing. Now we're going in front of the brick wall. But are you well, Lindsay? Everybody good?
Yeah, everything's good.
All right, Lindsay. I'm going to let you say goodbye to Chris and thank him for coming on the show.
Chris? Oh my gosh. Can I say I did not at any point expect you to do different voices for different characters? That's
Lindsay, how long have you known me?
It's Chris. Shame on you for even thinking that.
You went above and beyond, Chris.
Okay, well, thank you. I'll take that.
Very nice. Thank you, Chrissy. We love you. Be well. Wash your hands. Thank God he's gone. All right. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Chris. He knew I was going to do that. Lindsay Crescenti, how are you, my dear? Coming to us from the Connecticut. Mm-hmm. How is everything over there? How is the Connecticut right now?
It's great today. Yesterday was a monsoon, so that was no fun. But since we all have to stay inside anyway, it didn't really affect us.
It did not affect us. Now, you said that your regret is not bringing enough clothes home from quarantine. So when was the last time we washed that ensemble you got working there?
This is actually brand new that I put on. So when I mean that
brand new, when have you had time to shop?
No, this is like from my closet.
And by time, I mean like you're going out shopping.
No. Like I didn't bring this from New York with me. What I mean is I brought like normal clothes, because in my head, I'm like, I know I'm going to be inside all the time, but I'm going to need normal clothes too. No, I needed to bring sweatpants and workout clothes. Like that's all I needed. I should have brought just a little bag and that's it. And that is not what I have.
That is not what she had. Narrator, that is not what Lindsay has. Now, you are going to be performing a song with an instrument today. We got no karaoke tracks, folks. We are going no acapella. We got a piano. Yeah. We have a live piano.
It's very like piano, but it's a piano.
It's very exciting because it's not just live piano, but Lindsay said that she has not played piano in a long time and she wanted to whip it out for this very concert experience. So, Lindsay, tell us what you're going to be performing today, The Secret of Happiness from Daddy Longlegs.
You just said it. It's not a secret anymore, Brian.
Was happiness ever a secret?
I mean, she reveals the secret to happiness within the song.
I have never seen Daddy Longlegs, so I can't speak to anything about this. You know, this isn't the musical that everybody. It's not Aladdin, Lindsay. So everyone isn't raring to go. Robin Williams wasn't, breaking out Daddy Longlegs tunes.
You know what though? This show is so great. They should be.
So why are you doing this song? Why'd you choose this song at the end of it?
Because I love this show very, very much, and I knew that I could probably play this on piano. Nothing too elaborate.
I understand that wholeheartedly. I picked up a little bit of piano during the quarantine, and it was like falling slowly from once, and that's pretty much been it. That's like that one, just easy C major. Keep away from the black keys. But everybody, this is my dear friend Lindsay Crescenti, fellow tour guide, singing "The Secret of Happiness" from Daddy Longlegs. Lindsay, it's all yours.
Thanks, Brian. I've discovered the secret of happiness is learning how to glide. I've discovered the secret of happiness is just enjoy the ride. Don't let the journey be tainted by pride. I've discovered the secret of happiness is not to learn past. I've discovered the secret of happiness is not to run too fast. You can still meet them like how they last. The secret of happiness is I've discovered the secret of happiness is not to be afraid. I've discovered the secret of happiness is all illusions fade. Don't fear the future, you'll just be delayed. 'Cause the secret of happiness is living in the now. Living in the time it takes to blink, I think is how we're meant to be living. I've discovered the secret of happiness is following my way. I've discovered the secret of happiness is that we can run that hill. Happiness comes when we learn to be still. The secret of happiness is the secret of happiness is clear. The secret of happiness is near. The secret of happiness is here.
You're getting normal hands for that, Lindsay. You're getting bare hands. You're not getting the audio applause. Well done. And you killed it on the piano too. That came out really nice.
Thank you.
That was very nice. How long have you had that piano in
It
your
was great grandfather's.
great grandfather's? Did he invent any fun schoolyard games or accoutrement?
What?
Well, were you not watching? Aria's great grandpa invented the yo-yo, apparently.
Oh, I know I did. I was watching, but I did not put those two things together. Sorry.
It's only 2 people away, but okay, whatever, Lindsay, that's fine.
No, my great grandfather did not invent anything, but he was a very nice pianist. So
he was a very nice pianist. Very nice, Lindsay. And I know it was very nice because I asked everybody if there's anything to plug, and you just said take a tour with Lindsay and me. We're both tour guides in New York City. I do Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, and Ground Zero. Lindsay does Ground Zero and a bevy of other tours, right?
So it's really important to not like when this is all over, we need to take opportunities to still travel and experience the world. So experience the cities that you're close to and come take a tour with Brian and I in New York.
And tip your damn tour guides.
Tour guides.
I'm gonna look, if you know me personally, you don't need to tip me, that's fine. But like, oh my God, if you go on a tour, tip your tour guides. They don't get paid like waiters, so they can go without a tip theoretically, but oh my God, tip your tour guide.
You know what? This is the rationale I've come with that, Brian. We don't work as often as servers. So it is still vital for us to get tipped because we may do 3 tours a week. We need those tips. Whereas servers, they'll maybe work 5 or 6 shifts a week.
There you go. But I will say, in talking about our jobs, we was going to talk about this at the top of the show, but we had a little schedule change. So I want to shout out all of those that are really the true heroes and hard workers right now, those that are working in the hospitals, on the front lines, all of the medical workers, and then the tier below that, all of those that are working in food service, grocery departments especially, and all of those delivery drivers, our mail USPS services. You guys are kicking all the butts. Thank you. Big friend of mine, Claire Pratt, she's an ER nurse, and she did musical improv with me. We were on the same musical improv team, and she's an ER nurse, and she plays piano, and she has a fantastic apartment like blocks from Central Park. I don't know if she's real, but apparently she is, and she's awesome. So thank you, Claire, for doing that. And of course, my sister, Kristen, ER nurse at Lenox Hill, nurse manager, getting her doctorate, nurse practitioner. I live with her right now, so I am constantly at risk for coronavirus, but knock on wood, everything's been good thus far. But huge shout out to all of those. And if you know anyone, do some Google research. If you know how you can help, donate, sew masks, whatever you can do, please help out them. Any cause, or just give them, their own round of applause when they come home, because they certainly deserve it. And they're going to need a big hug when this is all over and we're allowed to hug people again. But Lindsay Crescenti, thank you so much for coming on, my friend. Get back to the piano, learn the next song for next time, and we will see you soon.
Okay.
Take care. And we are about halfway, a little over halfway through the show right now. You're watching the Wrong Major, the first ever Wrong Major concert. My name is Brian Cudina. I still have Lindsay's social media up because I'm working solo, because again, we had to fire Mark Silverman, sadly, but it's okay. But thank you all for tuning in to the Wrong Major show. If you're tuning in live, or if you're watching this on replay and you're just scrolling through and you stopped at me right now and you hear me talking, I'm not about to sing anything, so keep scrolling through until you see the next person coming up, which is going to be a very good friend of mine, actually, because we're going to shift gears a little bit and we're not going to do a song. What? I know. So I mentioned I was a journalism major at the top of the show, but now I regret that. So what do I want to do now? Well, yes, I am in the performing arts, as you could imagine, but not so much as the performer, more as the creative side, as the writer. I love writing lyrics, song lyrics, and I love writing the books for musicals. I want to write the lyrics, write the songs for musicals. I want to write musicals, direct musicals. I did a little bit of that in college, got to make my own parody stuff. But I really got my start in poetry and writing slam poetry and writing written poetry, just regular poetry for the page. That is how I got my start in the lyrical field, because, lyrics without music are just poetry, in my mind anyway. So I really wanted to find a way to use my rhyming abilities, and I loved music. I'm a drummer by trade, and I figured, okay, I will just meld those two together, and thus I regret my journalism major. How I didn't realize it sooner, that's a whole bunch of demons for some therapist in the future. But for now, I am going to be having a poem that I wrote that means a lot to me be performed. Keyword is be performed, because I usually do slam poetry, and not like the serious, very like deep and sad kind of slam poetry. It's very fun. It's usually very, it's meant to be funny, have jokes. It's very fast, a lot of quick rhymes in there. But I have written some written poetry that's just for the page, can be performed, doesn't have to be. And there's one poem that I think really connects into my journey from, being in music in high school, and then not being in music in college, and then wishing I did. So I wrote a poem back in college for a creative writing class. It's a poem that's very near and dear to me, and I thought I should have somebody else read it for a change, because I'm usually performing mine. It's not that I have cold feet. I've been on stage. I'm no stranger to a mic, as we can see, but I love how this next person reads. I love how this next person performs, and I think if it can be done better, why not? So I'm going to bring on an extremely good friend of mine to do me a solid and read a piece of my own poetry, if you will indulge the host of Wrong Major for a little bit. So ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on my good friend.
I did it.
No,
yes,
no,
I have
Sylvie, how'd you get back on? No, Sylvie.
Let Sylvie step.
No,
Let
no,
Sylvie
Sylvie,
step.
you're out. Sylvie,
Let
you're out. Goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend Rob Mobley. Hi, Rob. How are you?
Oh, am I doing the thing?
Yeah, you're doing the thing.
Oh, crap. Okay, yeah. Hi. Hello.
Oh, it's Sylvie. What? Oh my God, Silver. Okay, I'm kicking Silverman out of the studio. I don't know how he got in. That sneaky little. But whatever. Hi, Rob. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I almost wore my Baby Yoda shirt, but because I wore it on the podcast,
I figured I would do you a solid since you wore the shirt last time we broadcast together. I feel like this is just a bit now.
For those that have been tuning in for the whole show, if you remember, I said I met Arya at our time at Zero Space, the immersive theater. Rob was one of the captains of said immersive theater. He was Dr. Riley. I was Agent Colrad. He was our leader in charge. I got to meet him. He is a fantastic singer, and you don't have to just take my word for it, because he'll be doing some singing later on in the broadcast. But I asked him to do a poem reading, mainly because during the quarantine, he has been doing some readings of his own. You've been doing some recitations of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Some recitations. Yes. No. I usually around this time of year, I would reread that novel, and I figured, what the hell, I'll read it and do it on Facebook Live, and whoever tunes in, more power to them.
It was nice, and I like how. And then you read that Shel Silverstein poem. That was
The
that was very much did not sound like Shel Silverstein.
No, and there's no way I can sound like that icon. He's got a voice all unto himself.
Now, Rob, I didn't give you the whole grandiose intro because I was debating of saving that for your song, but screw it. I'm just going to do it now because it's our first show, and we're playing. We are making up the rules as we go along right now. We have a fun logo. It's loud and fun like this show. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my good friend, Rob Mobley. He is a BFA. That's a Bachelor of Fine Arts. Bachelor of Fine Arts in musical theater from Shenandoah University. Fun fact, journalism is a bachelor in the arts, oddly enough.
That tracks.
I guess. I mean, it wouldn't be a Bachelor of Science. That would seem weird, but I like BL, like Bachelor's in like literature or something. I don't know. It's weird to call it a Bachelor in the Arts, but he's streaming to us live from Bloomington, Indiana.
Yes. The Bloomington Hotel Airport Hair Care and Tire Center here. Hope you all enjoy that.
You're from Orlando, Florida. What are you doing in Indiana? Right
this is where my parents live now, and because when things started getting bad in New York, my dad was having a conniption that I was sitting around doing nothing, and finally I just rented a car and just drove out here. It was well before things got too serious, so I don't want anybody thinking that it was just like I came here yesterday. No, things are good.
I guess that's how it goes. Okay, so I have asked you, and you've been gracious enough to agree to read a poem of mine that I wrote. So this is, I'll give a little background here. It's called Sing, 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 A Brief Evening Stroll. It is inspired by, normally when I write, I try not to write too much. It's like biographical and about my life, because I don't want it to be like, oh, the artist is writing about their experience and all. I don't try to get too much into that. But this is, if you happen to know me personally, you're going to be like, that's a little more on the nose than usual. So this is a poem I wrote about my time in jazz band. It's inspired. It's a story. It's inspired by a real event that actually happened in jazz band, playing the song "Sing, Sing, Sing" by Benny Goodman. It's kind of a jazzier poem, and Rob has been gracious enough to read it to me. I have never
I'm real nervous about it, to be honest with you.
We're actually gonna get off chat, and he's just gonna read it to me. So I'm going to turn things over to Rob. My good friend has the mic. This is Sing, 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 A Brief Evening Stroll by me, Brian Cudina. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, here we go. Year 9 of drums. Year 6 of jazz. My high school didn't compete. We were more about the experience than the crafting of actual talent.
Everyone was a winner, not a skilled musician. Luckily, Mr. Black planned to compensate me for my time. I pop over to Black in his office. He's by himself for once. Instead of a hi, I get a slow Star Wars-like crawl as he pulls out the sheet music that says, "Sing, sing, sing." I nod. It's time for my solo. Time for my swan song. I pull into the teacher's parking lot, cut the tune, and click my way down the halls. We all start to tune up and warm up. Black says to sit up and shut up. We play our scales in all different modes. I was too busy thinking, this is where the drummer explodes. I was on that night. The fills were tight. My cues were right. The tempo was my bitch. We weren't going to fight. And the final song was in my sights. Black tells us, take 5. The command, not the song. I rifle through moaning, so what, and us, and get to my ugly duckling. I wield my drumsticks, take a breath, and interrupt all side conversations. 1, 2, 3, 4! I hit the floor, Tom hurling wood chips in my hair while the legendary cadence fills the air. I had a splash of the crash cymbal, moving right back down to the tom, oh so nimble. It was a symbol of desire. My hands start to perspire. It was just me keeping 2 and 4 on the hi-hat and throwing the rest on the floor, Tom. But now I added some rolls on the snare. Do you think I cared? I wasn't scared. This was my song, my solo, and my burden to bear. My right and left hands looked like rockets, and each hit was a gunshot. The sticks, my bayonets, and I end with my signature triplet fill. It's my go-to. I always kill. And as I hold out a superfluously long roll, I decide to crash the cymbal to end my evening stroll. They clap, and the leftover adrenaline seeps out. This is the songs drummers imitate when we're 5. This is the song we tap on school desks when we're bored. It's also the Chips Ahoy theme. Break is over. He calls us in. I get it started once again. Here's, however, where it all goes wrong. The saxes can't play a lick of the piece. Trombones can't keep the time, and the piano is out of tune. I'm keeping it right, easy yet tight, but the band disagrees. This piece was way too hard, and no one practiced. Oh yeah, he gave us the piece a week in advance. Black shames us all there and calls rehearsal. My ugly duckling doesn't grow up, and I get no solo. College let out a month before high school, so I pop over to hear the new band. On the program, Sing, Sing, Sing by Benny Goodman. Hal Simon is the drummer who got the solo. Black made a point to announce it was originally bought for another drummer. Instead of a hi, he gets a slow Star Wars-like crawl as I pull out my middle finger that says, "Fuck you." He nods. It's time for Simon's solo. Time for his swan song. Simon did just fine. His solo was original, but I won't say better than mine. His sticks were his blades. His fills were cascades. And as he held out a final, superfluously long roll, he couldn't help but smile as he crashed out his stroll. His band said yay. My band said nay. His band said, let's play music. Mine said, another day. I'm still fucking pissed. My needs were dismissed, and I'm waiting for the day I get my plot twist. You see, that last cymbal crash, well, it still rings until the day I can sing, sing, sing. Hopefully.
Oh man. Oh, thank you. That was awesome. I just want to let the record straight. I was not that cool in high school at all. That is Rob, you made me sound so much cooler with that poem. Jesus.
Oh, come on.
You made me sound like I was like we had smoke in the jazz room, and I walked in, there was like a sweet bass line the whole time. Ooh, I'm not playing it. That was
awesome. All I needed was you just tell me to set the tone, and I'll take it from there.
That was Rob. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, man. Yeah, of course.
That was the shit. Rob Mopley, ladies and gentlemen. Just
the Brian Cudina. These were his words.
Thank you very much. Now we can trade back and forth pleasantries
all day.
Now we are going to. I'm going to keep you on for a quick second, Rob, before I give you a break.
Sure.
Rob's going to be coming up a little bit later at the show. He's going to be closing us out with an actual song, not one of my own. But I'm going to be bringing on a mutual friend, another person from the zero space, the interdimension, if you were. We're going to be bringing on good friend of the show, Miss Sarah Corzo Gonzalez. Hello, Sarah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank
What's
you.
Great.
Sarah is just coming off her gig doing 24 hours of tech support for all of those at New York unemployment right now, as we can see.
Yes.
the real heroes of this time. No, Sarah is a fellow, I was going to say a fellow BFA, but that's you, Rob, not me. She's NYU Tisch BFA in theater, minor in producing. She's streaming to us from East Harlem, New York City, but she's born in Boston, raised in Natick. Is that how you pronounce it? Natick, Massachusetts, for all the massholes out there. But I'm keeping you on here, Rob, because you are the singer. And 414 is very special. Not only is it the first ever Wrong Major show that we've ever done for the concert series I've wanted to create for a long time, but it is also the birthday of a good friend of mine, Colleen. But even more important, one of the oldest friends of mine, JT, his wife is currently like in labor right now. He is about to have a kid. His birthday, JT's birthday, was April 8th, so happy belated birthday to JT. But he's about to have a son, Noah. Baby Noah is probably going to be born this side of the clock right now, which
Mazel tov.
It kind of sucks when you have a PM birthday, in my opinion, because like you go the whole day and you're not even born yet.
Yeah, mine was at 8:30. So
8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
I was rude. I was like 3:20 a.m.
Ooh, no.
I was rude.
No sleep for the weary. But Sarah says that she was 8:30 p.m. Well, it's actually not that long ago because Sarah celebrated her birthday yesterday.
Hey!
Her birthday. So I thought, Rob, since I have a singer here, if you would be so kind, I have a candle here. If you would be so kind for little Sarah, and then she can blow out the candle. And mind you, this is on a paper plate, so if we are going to do this, Rob, you might want to get going.
All right, cool. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sarah. Happy birthday to you.
And many more. Blow it out. Blow it out. Look at that. Wow.
That hand movement, that was legit.
And I realized I'm supposed to like wet this, and I'm about to put a burnt candle on a paper plate. So who knows? And now,
I can't believe you've done this.
Brownie, it's for me. Robbie, thank you so much. We're going to talk to you a little bit later on. Have a water, have a sip. Thank you for all that you do. And hello, Sarah Quozo Gonzalez.
Hello, Quazo, actually.
Quazo?
I know it's difficult. Yeah.
Quazo? I feel like I've been calling you Quozo for some
It's
time
okay.
now.
I'm so used to it. Like 23 years of it, it's just like doesn't.
Why wouldn't you correct me? I don't.
It
know
doesn't really
people like you that don't correct me when I mispronounce their name. It's your name. I'm pronouncing it with like a quasi pronunciation.
Quazo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sarah's last
So
time on the podcast, so please say goodbye to her when she peaces out.
Oh,
but I'm really excited to have Sarah on. She's going to do 2 songs for us, both from the same musical. And it's actually kind of nice that she's doing them from this musical because we were supposed to get this musical as a movie this summer, but due to everything that's going on, that ain't happening anytime soon.
I actually sent an audition tape for the movie, but I'm not famous enough. Yeah.
Not famous. No. Baby steps, kid. Baby steps. We'll get you there. I'm sure there'll be a sequel, and if not, we'll make one ourselves. But Sarah is going to be doing 2 songs from In the Heights.
Yes,
In the Heights. hit musical back 2008. 2008 ran to 2011, I think. I think it had a 3-year stint on Broadway, if I'm not mistaken. But Sarah's going to be doing two performances from that show. Very excited to kind of fill your In the Heights void that we don't have right now in these trying times. So Sarah's going to be doing 2 songs. She's going to be doing 2 songs as really 3 people. This first one is a duet. Now, those of you who notice there are 2 people on screen right now, but it is near impossible to do a duet via stream like this. So even though it's like rap, for the guy part, I didn't want to overstep and then have all this technological issue. That would be boring for you to watch at home. So Sarah has graciously volunteered to do both parts for Champagne from In the Heights, which is one of the final songs
favorite party trick
in the show. And I'm actually very excited to see this. It's a party trick, she says, so I cannot wait to see this. I have my brownie. So Sarah, I'm going to let you set up the song a little bit, and then you can take it from there. So ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Quazzo Gonzalez.
Thank you. Alrighty. So this song I think is one of the funniest songs in musical theater. I laugh every single time I listen to it. And one of my biggest regrets in life is not finding out about this song sooner, because I think it's incredible. I think it's so well written. So yeah, let me get my mic ready. So I got you a present. I went downtown to get it. Doing anything tonight. Cleaning, you're done for the day. No way, 'cause we got a date. Okay, before you board that plane, I owe you a bottle of cold champagne. No, yeah, cold champagne. Damn, the bottle's all sweaty and everything. You went and got this pot of champagne. Well, I don't know if we have coffee cups or plastic cups. I think Sonny has the cups. Tonight, we're drinking straight from the bottle. Who's snobby? Yeah. Daniela told me what you did for me, and it's honestly the sweetest thing anyone ever did for me. Now, what can I say or do to possibly repay you for your kindness? How do you get this cold shit off? Ooh, snobby! Yeah! Before we both leave town, before the corner changes and the signs are taken down, let's walk around the neighborhood and say our goodbyes. Snobby, are you alright? I'm fine. I'm trying to open this champagne. You see, the twisty thing is broken, but I'm gonna open this damn champagne. Let me see it. No, I got it. Yo, ooh, snobby, drop the champagne. I mean, you went through all this trouble to get us a little bubbly, and it's gonna be okay. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. You ought to stay. What? You can use that money to fix this place. Ha ha, very funny. And it's not like Sonny's got role models stepping up to the plate. Yo, what are you talking about? I'm just saying, I think your vacation can wait. Vacation, Vanessa, you're leaving too. I'm going down to West 4th Street. You can take the egg. What are you trying to say? You're leaving the country, and we're never gonna see you again. You get everyone addicted to your coffee, and off you go. Vanessa, I don't know why you're mad at me. I wish I was mad. I'm just too late. There we go.
Now, don't they kiss at the end of that song, if I'm not mistaken?
But that's kind of hard to do with one person.
Oh, that's where you draw the line. Okay, that's where we're drawing the line. Sarah, that was so... Also, that's a nice test for your low range, too. That's a nice workout.
I know, it's so hard. It's mostly speak singing.
What's it like being an alto for one?
I'm actually a mezzo soprano, so I'm in
Well,
between.
well, Usnavi would disagree on that, but very nice job. That was it's fun. That's a really fun song. I really do like that song. That's a fun song. Sarah Quazo Gonzalez, "In the Heights," which we are not seeing in theaters right now, but it's okay because you have it on the live stream right here with Wrong Major. So now this.
I'll do the whole thing if you want me to.
Oh, I mean, we had Ariel on before, and he played Usnavi, and he texted me that he's still off book. We have Ariel, and now he could do Graffiti P. We'll have the male and the female, and I'll take Piragua guy. I'll do some Piragua guy. I'll just come in with the stream. But now we have Sarah is going to do one more song, and this is just a solo. She will not be playing the entire cast. Although at this point, I would kind of love to see you to do either the club or just La Bandera.
Oh, I'll do it. For the next live stream, I'll do it. I'll do the club.
You'll do. Oh boy, that
Yeah.
Broadway Blackout is one of my favorite songs too.
Yeah, I'll do it all.
Too. I love anybody that's watching this that doesn't know In the Heights or musical theater is just like, whoo! But that's okay. Sarah's gonna make you fall in love with this show, and at least with her voice, with this next tune, because now this is a solo from In the Heights. This is done by the great Mandy Gonzalez. No relation, I assume.
Maybe. Who knows? I mean, there's so many.
So many. Well, Mandy Gonzalez, shout out to Mandy Gonzalez, leader of the Fearless Squad. She just rang the chemo bell. She had her last chemo treatment.
Yes.
So good for her, Mandy Gonzalez. I have no connection to Mandy Gonzalez, but way to go. Way to
connection
go.
is in my soul.
It's in Sarah's soul. So now you are going to do your next song from In the Heights.
Yes.
And this is Everything I Know.
Yes.
Another beautiful song from the show. So again, I'm going to let you set it up, and you got the mic. Take it away.
Sure. So I actually sang a cut of this song for my college audition for NYU. And it's connected to this theme because I regret not getting in touch with the Puerto Rican side of my heritage for a while. Like, I just kind of ignored it for a while. And I was bilingual as a kid, but I realized, I guess, along the way that it wasn't like cool in my neighborhood to know Spanish and to be different that way. So I kind of just pushed it aside and resisted my mom's attempts to teach me Spanish more. And so, yeah, that's one of my biggest regrets, is not connecting to the Puerto Rican culture more as a kid, and pushing away her attempts to teach me Spanish. And so my Cuban grandfather passed away 2 years ago, and every time I sing this song, I think of him, because if it wasn't for him escaping Cuba, I wouldn't be here today. So here we go. In this album, there's a picture of the ladies at Daniela's. You can tell it's from the 80s by the volume of their hair. There's Usnavi, just a baby, 87, Halloween. If it happened on this block, Abuela was there. Every afternoon I came, she made sure I did my homework. She could barely write her name, but even so, she would stare at the paper and tell me, bueno, let's review. Why don't you tell me everything you know? In this album, there's a picture of Abuela in Havana. She's holding a rag doll, unsmiling black and white. I wonder what she's thinking. Did she know that she'll be leaving for the city on a cold, dark night. And on the day they ran, did she dream of endless summer? Did her mother have a plan, or did they just go? Did somebody sit her down and say, Claudia, get ready to leave behind everything you know? Everything I know. What do I know? In this folder, there's a picture from my high school graduation. Program, mint condition, and a star beside my name. Here's a picture of my parents as I left for California. She saved everything we gave her, every little scrap of paper, and our lives are in these boxes while the woman who held us is gone. But we go on, we grow so tight. Abuela, if you're up there, I'll make you proud of everything I know. Thank you for everything I know.
Sarah Quazzo Gonzalez, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. Oh,
I'm so glad I remembered the words.
that was awesome. So glad you did too. Look, they want more. They want more.
Thank you.
That was beautiful, Sarah. Oh, that was fantastic. And I can relate. We were talking a little bit about this during the week, but I can relate a little bit to wishing learn more Spanish. But I hated it growing up, and then made it my minor in college. Believe it or not. Weird. Funny how that comes full circle. But that was beautiful, Sarah. Thank you so much. If you would like to see Sarah perform the rest of In the Heights, just tune into the next Wrong Major broadcast.
It's my favorite show. I mean, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. To me, it's a perfect musical. I'm willing to argue with anyone who wants to argue with that.
Oh, please, no. I don't need to hear musical theater people. The last thing I want this place to be is a place where artists are just arguing.
Exactly.
About
No,
art.
we don't want that.
Goodness, no. I come from the world of sports, and at least that's a little bit easier. What? Oh yeah, figure skating.
I was a
right.
figure skater, yeah. Well, some people don't consider it a sport, but I will argue with that as well.
That would be maybe that'll have you come on next. You'll do a song, and then you can just debate that with somebody who doesn't think figure skating's or if you can find an ice rink. You get.
Yeah, no, that would be me just pouring cold water on my floor because the ice rinks are all closed.
I mean, if it's going to help the views, Sarah, we got to take one for the team sometime. But thank you so much. And you wanted to plug, before I let you go, you wanted to shout out the charity. Anyone in musical theater knows these charities, but you wanted to plug. Go ahead and plug.
Yes, I wanted to plug Broadway Cares / Equity Fights AIDS. I did a project on them in school, and I got to go to their office and, speak to someone who works there and get to know all the inner workings of the organization. And they're a really, really, really great organization. They do so much good work across the country, not just in New York, and they're doing so much good work with COVID-19 reparations and helping rebuild from that. And they're actually, I think a few producers promised to match donations up to like $1 million. So yeah, go donate. They're amazing. You can read up about all the good work they do, and yeah, they're really, really wonderful.
And while Broadway Cares has no affiliation with the show, none of the charities that have been mentioned today have a direct affiliation with us, but I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. Apologies if I am, but their charity doesn't just help musical theater. They've worked with Wounded Warrior Project.
Yeah,
They've gone
they work with
all over. Like if there's a charity,
so
they probably helped with them. So they
Yeah.
really are an awesome organization. If you've gone to a show and they ask for money in the red buckets, that's where it's going. And I'll be damned if I have not donated to them, because they are truly some of the best, and I've gotten to see firsthand what their work does, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of awesome, Sarah Quazzo-Gonzalez, ladies and gentlemen, giving us a couple of cuts from In the Heights. Love to have you back on some point, Sarah, but until then, stay safe, wash your hands, and happy birthday. Enjoy.
Yes, thank you.
I won't say your age because it'll make Rob and me feel really old coming up right now, but not for your benefit, just for our benefit.
Well, if you want to do the math out there, audience, I was born in 1997.
Wow, she had to do us dirty like that. Very well. I can see Rob is about to leave the frame backstage. We're going to bring him on. Sarah Quazzo-Gonzalez, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And now I'm going to say goodbye to Sarah. And for our final number, show, cut, whatever you want to call it, ladies and gentlemen, Rob Mobley. Did you hear that? She was born in 97, Rob?
I'm looking for my walker right now. Oh, God.
I mean, Baby Yoda is 50 years old, so I guess that can make us feel a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You can be the older one out of the three of us.
Well, shout out also to the Actors Fund, another charity that goes towards helping out the theater community, the acting community, the Broadway community as well. Broadway Cares, Actors Fund, they're not the same, but they're both awesome as well. So I wanted to plug the Actors Fund as well. But now we are in our final number for this journey. And now I get to talk about Rob Mobley once again, a BFA in musical theater from Shenandoah University. He's streaming from Bloomington, Indiana, but he's from Orlando, Florida, and a former Disney employee. He is.
Yes.
He worked.
Yes, I was.
He was on the front lines. He was there, folks. He was in it.
Yeah, right when they dropped the lovely magic bands for the first time with the signing up for fast passes in advance. That was great.
And he was a great movie writer. Anybody who loves the great movie ride?
R.I.P. in peace.
R.I.P. in peace. But now we got to talk about regrets. Sarah gave a lovely monologue on her regret. And now we're going to talk about Rob's regret, which is one that I actually kind of relate to. It's fun because we're going to end with a fun song. We're not going to end with anything too somber, but not picking up D&D sooner. And if you don't know D&D, it's Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm going to stop you right there before I give it to Rob. There was a time where comic books were considered too nerdy and too lame. Superhero movies were considered too lame. So Dungeons and Dragons, it's on the rise, baby. Watch some Critical Role. I've fallen in love during this quarantine. So Rob,
have you watched Harmon Quest at all? Because that show is also
Harmon Quest a little bit. Yeah, somehow he got
real good
too on that show. But yeah, why is D&D not picking it up sooner? Why is that?
It was one of those things. I didn't pick it up until after I moved to New York. And, I'd always known people that had played it, but it was just one of those things where it's like, I feel like if I start playing D&D, there's no coming back from that, crossing that line. But, I actually didn't, my first RPG wasn't D&D. It was another game entirely. But, it was another dice roller just like that one is. And I was like, this is fun. It's just improv with rolling dice the whole time. But you get these people that, half of them are really into the math of it all, that are just like, there's no role play for them. It's just like, okay, I hit him with my sword. And I'm like, okay, well, how? Do you want to do a flourish? Do you want to jump off a wall? You want to give me some context for this? But then you have other people that are terrible at rolls, but will spectacularly narrate how bad they fail. And I've come to realize that is more in line with what I do. Because I may not roll well, but I can at least make my death scene fantastic.
What a life motto to have. I may not roll well, but I can make my deaths seem fantastic.
I'm gonna have that etched. That's gonna be my epitaph.
In case anybody hasn't gleaned this yet, Rob is that typical friend in every friend group that does bits. Like when you're just talking to people and you break out into bits. So anytime we have a conversation, we're behaving ourselves for now. We are behaving ourselves extremely well. And I'm actually kind of upset because Ariel Sanchez was on earlier. He was at the top of our show, and his social media is also very meme heavy. He's a big
yes.
He loves the memes. Ariel Sanchez does. And if you go on Rob's social media, friends, you're gonna get a potpourri of memes, as it were.
I try to offer you memes in this trying time.
They're not mostly not his memes. They're just memes from
Oh
the
no,
world.
I do not claim to have created any of them. And if I do create them, you'll know because they're spectacularly awful.
And he will gloriously narrate as he fails. Alrighty, Rob.
100%.
So we are in the home stretch of our show. I want to leave the people with something fun, something awesome. I have heard Rob sing in New York City myself. He's got some crooning vocals, but we're singing a song called IKEA.
Yep, that's it.
IKEA.
Mhm.
Explain this one for me, buddy.
So the artist that wrote it, his name is Jonathan Colton, and several years ago he began to do this thing where he would write a new song every week. It was a challenge he put on himself, and he came up with a bunch of songs in that time, and he came up with several different albums that encompass all of those songs. Some were fantastic, some were fine, but nothing was terrible in his regard. I mean, in fact, he's an incredible lyricist and a wonderful songwriter. In fact, two of his songs were used in the Portal games. I don't know if you ever played any of those. And I believe he actually now is the musical, like the band leader, the musical artist that works on one of the PBS podcasts. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But he's got a lot of really good songs. And if you like very quirky, very specific songs, he's got that niche covered.
Very well. Well, quirky and niche, perfect way to end a show that has a loud and colorful I'm gonna get this down. Rob, can you please point, because now your screen is blocking mine, to the wrong major logo?
There we are. Yes.
Thank you, buddy. Teamwork. All right, Robbie, you got the mic. Take us home with IKEA by
Let's
John
do it.
Colton.
Long ago in days of yore, it all began with a god named Thor. There were Vikings and boats and some plans for a furniture store. It's not a bodega, it's not a mall, and they sell things for apartments smaller than mine, as if there were apartments smaller than mine. IKEA, just some oak and some pine and a handful of Norsemen. IKEA, selling furniture for college kids and divorced men. Everyone has a home, but if you don't have a home, you can buy one there. So rent a car or take the bus, lay your cash down and put your trust in the land where the furniture folds to a much smaller size. Billy the bookcase says hello, and so does the table whose name is Ingo, and the chair is a ladder-back perch, but his friends call him Carl. IKEA, some oak and some pine and a handful of Norsemen. IKEA, selling furniture for college kids and divorced men. Everyone has a home, but if you don't have a home, you can buy one there. IKEA, plywood, brushed steel. IKEA, meatballs tasty. IKEA, Allen wrenches, all of them for free, all of them for me. Sorry, I said IKEA sucks. I just bought a table for $60 and a chair and a lamp and a shelf and some candles for you. I was a doubter just like you till I saw the American dream come true. In New Jersey, they got a goddamn Swedish parade. Oh, IKEA, just some oak and some pine and a handful of Norsemen. IKEA, selling furniture for college kids and divorced men. Everyone has a home, but if you don't have a home, you can buy one there.
Robert Mobley, Oh, thank you, buddy. That was awesome. That was so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, put in the handles. I was saying good things. Don't worry.
Aw.
That's Rob Mobley with IKEA. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for closing out the show with that. That was a lot of fun. And I don't know if you saw, but Angel Dominguez said that he had never wanted to go to IKEA more.
I feel like at this point I just need to start getting royalty checks from them.
Rob, that might we might get in some trouble then with like playing a song. I'm sure I'm gonna have to get somehow roped into.
It's either Jonathan Colton's gonna come banging down my door, or IKEA lawyers are gonna come banging down my door. Either way, I'm not gonna be disappointed.
Would the IKEA lawyers have to set up the door before they can bang it down?
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, if like I open up my door and it's another door on the other side, and I'll be like, okay, well then what's the point?
I like that. Well, that's Rob Mobley, ladies and gentlemen, a BFA in musical theater from Shenandoah University. Robbie, thank you so much for coming on.
Good to be here. Thanks for hosting this thing, man.
This was so much fun, and I'm gonna have you just stand there while I do my closeout because two is better than one. You drink and you can nod and smile. I want to thank everybody who has watched this live stream, either live in parts, if you're watching on like a rerun, if you only know one person and you just skip to their part and then you tuned out for the rest of it, that's awesome too. Thank you so much. This has been the Wrong Major Concert, a place to drown our regrets with entertainment, and I think we are well on our way. And thank you to everybody just for bearing with any of the tech glitches, anything that maybe didn't sound great, any mistakes or bumps we made, but it's okay because then it becomes a regret now, and that's another regret we get to overcome in the future, right? Little prophetic, little prophecy to end our show with. So thank you, everybody, and again, I will say that's my Instagram right there at @bcuddy. You can find me on Twitter at Brian Cudina. Normally, I just tweet angry things about the Mets, but sports right now, so I decided to wear my home run shirt, but that's not happening anytime soon. But until next time, which I hope there will be a next time, and there will be a next time, because I know there are plenty of artists. So my last two things for you all. Number one, support your artist friends. Huge shout out and thank you to all of the hospital workers and the grocery stores and the delivery people, all of those who are working. They are the ones who are kicking butt, but all of the performers and artists out there, a lot of them are out without work, or they just don't have anything to inspire them right now. They're trying to do their best. They're trying to do any side projects. If you see one post something, give them a like, give them a share. It helps boost audience views and all of that. It's not about that you actually like something. It's just, it boosts audience. It's annoying. It's all algorithms and math and stuff. IKEA is a lot simpler, but sadly, that's the way it works. But we hope that you can support all of your artist friends, not just in musical endeavors. They're wonderful dancers. They're drawers. I know Minatsu Tanaka, they're doing a wonderful project on
Minatsu.
They're doing 1,000 cranes. They're folding 1,000 cranes. Like the artists, we might be going insane in quarantine, but we're finding ways to bring you joy, and hopefully this did a little bit of that. And lastly, number two, if you know any artist, if you yourself are an artist that has an itch to get out there, I'd love to have you on Wrong Major. Again, I would love people that I do not know personally, just so it doesn't seem as like, insiders club. Obviously, everybody I did know, I do know personally, but they're all awesome. And thankfully, they're all great performers. Like this guy, damn it, like this guy.
There we go. I had to get used to the opposite side of it all.
I knew when I did it, I was going to mess it up, but I'm like, I committed. I'm going to go for it. So we're going to do it. So my name has been Brian Cudina. Thank you all so much. I'd like to thank Rob. Thank you all so much for coming on. And oh, Jesus.
Sylvie Stat. Let Sylvie Stat. Let Sylvie Stat.
Why are you still here? Why are you even still? All right. Until next time, I am Brian Cudina. This has been Wrong Major. Remember, you can overcome any regret or not. Take care.
I did it.